Welcome back, online business warrior. Today, Jim wants to talk about the most stable business you can possibly have online, and he tells you exactly where to start based on having seen thousands of success stories. This is an episode I think you'll want to share. Be sure to send your friends to silentjim.com so they can check us out. We love every listener and know full well that without you, we wouldn't have a show. Thank you for listening. It looks like the man behind the mic is ready to roll. So here's your host, Jim Cockrum.
Hey, that's right. It's time for Silent Sales Machine Radio. And today we're going to talk about the most stable business model you could ever have online and exactly where to start. And today I'm going to talk to someone specific. I'm talking to you, Mike. Yeah, you heard me. I just used your name, Mike. Now, maybe you're wondering why I pulled the name Mike seemingly randomly out of the air today, and I promise you everyone with the name Mike is now really listening to what I'm going to say next, and most of the rest of us are probably pretty curious about what's going on, right? Well, I'll explain why I used that name here in just a moment. Promise it's going to make sense when I do. I know it seems very random, but if your name is Mike, I sure got your attention, didn't I? But I'm going to explain that, and the premise of what I'm going to talk about today, the whole foundation of it is, it's better to know the customers you already have really, really well instead of always seeking new customers. Okay, you've heard it said this way before. It costs a lot more money to get new customers than it does to find new ways to serve the customers you already have. You've heard that saying before, right? I mean, it's been a timeless business principle that's been around well before the internet came along. You can make a lot more money just by serving the people who already know and like you, serving them better, versus constantly trying to find new customers. Well, this is one of the reasons why the Amazon model is a little tricky to navigate sometimes because, at the end of the day, having an Amazon business, while it's fantastic, and we have people in our community who have used the Proven Amazon course to grow 5-figure monthly businesses, 6-figure monthly businesses, 8-figure annual businesses. I mean, we've got people doing everything from finding a creative way to make ends meet, selling on Amazon part-time, all the way up to large teams doing it full-time. I love selling on Amazon. I love selling on eBay. But one of the reasons I'm always talking about multiple income streams is because of some of the limitations that those models bring. And there's not a lot of people out there talking about it from this angle. I'm not just talking about the risks of, what if Amazon suspends you and those types of things. Those are fairly nominal risks. At the end of the day, the proper relationships and partnerships, and just knowing the statistics, 95% of the people who get suspended get reinstated. Those who don't get reinstated, there's always a creative path forward. So I'm not talking about those limitations or risks, because once you understand the full picture, there's really not a whole lot there to be afraid of. I'm talking more about the limiting factor on Amazon, for example. When you sell a product on Amazon, that's not your customer. That's Amazon's customer. Okay? So keep that thought in the back of your mind. Also keep in the back of your mind, I've said before, you've heard me say, and if you've heard previous episodes, the greatest asset you will ever have in business is a list of people who can't wait to hear from you and can't wait to work with you. That's a tremendous asset to have. So if we're going to talk about the most stable business model and exactly where you should start, well, we've got to talk about those two factors. And again, just to reiterate, factor number one, maybe you're just selling on eBay and Amazon and you're thinking, I'm not really growing a customer list here. Is this a good thing? Yeah, you're okay. That's good. But keep in mind, you're not really growing a customer list. You're not really growing a list of people who can't wait to hear from you again. So we need to figure out how to transition into that territory, which requires you understanding that the most valuable asset you will ever have is a list of people, ideally customers who have paid you money, and they can't wait to hear from you again, to see what you're up to next, to hear what new products you have. And we're very intentional in our community about preserving that culture. We've got a lot of positive momentum in that area. And the way we do it around here is, and this could be a whole nother episode by itself for people who have a community or are trying to build one, but we filter through a lot of garbage before we present anything to our audience. So after a while, the audience, our community catches on to the fact that when we promote something, it's because we're really excited about it and it's really, really good. And a lot of times, there's a good number of people in our community, and we know this is true. The statistics tell us this, They don't even read the sales letter anymore. When we launch a product or a course or a concept or an offer or an event, let's say for an event, let's say that the sales letter is, it takes you 8 minutes to read it from top to bottom and to watch all the videos, right? Well, the minute we go live, people are buying 30 seconds later. They didn't read the sales letter. They know ahead of time that, hey, Jim and his team are doing an event. I'm in, right? That's the kind of relationship you want. And you don't just get that by using the right trigger words and emotional appeal in your marketing. That stuff is nonsense. And just a little side note for you. If you want to get really good at writing great marketing copy, here's all you have to do. It's my 3-step formula. If you want to get your pen out and jot this down, this will save you literally every course, book, curriculum, strategy you will ever read about how to be a great copywriter. Now, I'm not playing down, there's some people with some great ideas and information out there, but really, this is all I do. I say, hey, everybody, here's what I've got. Here's what it does. And here's how you can get it. Oh, come on, Jim. It can't be that simple. Here's what you've got.